We're watching Get Up, presented by ESPN Bet.
Doncic, three-pointer over Porzingis, puts it in. Luka Doncic with 23 now in the first half. Despite special play from Luka Doncic, they're down by 3. Nice pass, Holiday layup is good.
A brilliant game from Drew Holiday.
Oh, Pritchard at the buzzer. White has to hoist up a three-pointer, and it's good. Holiday at 3. Bang! Washington drive, blocked by White. Oh, what a block from Derek White. A smothering defense here in the fourth quarter. And the Celtics are going to take a 2-0 lead in the finals.
It's been so balanced for the Celtics. They have 5 players averaging 15 points a game through the first 2 games of these finals. Last team to do that, the legendary 87 Lakers, who beat the Celtics in 6 that year. That team had Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, Byron Scott, and Michael Cooper. And then Joe Mazzulla last night after the game was talking about this balanced attack.
I'm really tired of hearing about one guy or this guy or that guy and everybody trying to make it out to be anything other than Celtic basketball. And everybody that stepped on that court tonight made winning plays on both ends of the floor. That's the most important thing. And then to answer your question, Jason makes greatness look easy. He does it in a lot of different ways. He does it on defense. He does it on rebounding. He does it on passing. He does it on screening. He's a tremendous player and hard to coach him, and he has the ability to affect the game in different ways. We're a different team, but it takes everybody to do it. That should answer everyone's question.
You go, Joe. I love every word of that. That should answer everybody's question. Who is he, Wendy, who is he talking to? Yeah, sure, us dopes in the media can make a lot about the Jason Tatum thing. Who is he actually talking to there?
Well, he's talking to a lot of different people, and he's talking about a lot of different situations over the last few years. But directly, I think he's taken a shot back at Jason Kidd, because on Saturday, Jason Kidd, in an active gamesmanship that was pretty transparent, referred to Jaylen Brown not once but twice as the Celtics' best player. I think in an effort to create a little bit of a diversion. The Celtics didn't take the bait, and clearly in this game, as Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis were dominant, and they got great performances from Derek White and others, very clearly that's not the way they play. They've moved well past that. There may have been a time where that was a real conversation and that was potentially a real sticking point. Those days are long gone. This is an awesome team. They've been an awesome team for months now, and they're 2 wins away from winning the championship as an awesome team.
Big Perk, how about that dynamic? You've been on teams with huge stars, the 3 guys together in Boston, the young guys together in Oklahoma City. How about that dynamic for these guys where they are right now?
Oh, it's a special thing. And look, we've been giving a lot of praise to Jason Kidd throughout these playoffs, and rightfully so. But Joe Mazzulla has been coaching his ass off and has been winning that battle on the sideline as well. But we have the right to ask about Jason Tatum because we've seen this behavior from him before, especially in the finals. Now, look, granted, he has the right pieces around him, but in this series right now, he's 12 for 38 from the field. But I will say, Joe Mazzulla, the cutting that he's probably emphasized in the film room, it showed, right? They're not just hanging on the three-point line. They're doing other things. And again, Joe Mazzulla is doing what he do best, right? Sticking up for his players, but he's also putting them in position to be successful. His rotations have been on point. I think it's a brilliant idea, the way he's been staggering Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis minutes. Everything that he's been doing has been great, but I will say this. J. Kidd, if he was playing the game, he wasn't lying, though. Jaylen Brown has been their best player in this postseason, and he's been the best player in these NBA Finals for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, unless Drew Holiday has been the best player, which, frankly, you could make that argument if you want to. Look, Legs, I've lost track of whether this matters or not at this point anymore. I mean, Tatum's going to get his contract this summer, regardless of whether he's the MVP of this series or not. Will they need, I guess you were talking earlier, Legs, about the Mavericks playing for their season on Wednesday night, and that's what they're doing. Will the Celtics need Tatum to carry them at some point to win this series?
Not necessarily if Dallas doesn't play better offensively. No, they won't. And, I look at Jason Tatum this way, and I think we don't sometimes talk enough about some of the other things that he does do to impact the game with his defense and his rebounding. And look, we just talked about Drew Holiday having a 25-10 game in the finals on that level shooting for an individual game. Jason Tatum's had 3 times in the last 5 years in the entire postseason where he averaged 25 and 10. To rebound the ball the way that he does as a small forward and what that does to impact your defense, because cleaning up the defensive glass is a huge part of team defense. He's been sensational in this series in doing that. His defense is always top-notch in terms of his effort. He has not shot the ball well. He didn't shoot the ball well in 2022 in the finals either. The difference is with this particular team, it may not matter as much because of the different number of guys they have on a given night that can play well offensively. If Dallas doesn't start making some threes out of their role players to take pressure off Luke and Kyrie, and if Kyrie Irving does not raise his level to what we expect from a guy that good offensively, then it won't matter what Jason Tatum shoots in this series.
All right, so just finally, Alan, just put a ribbon on this for me. Like, you're a talk show host. I'm a talk show host. This Jason Tatum thing, I want to play a new game. It's called, is this a thing or is it not a thing? Is the Jason Tatum thing a thing or not?
It's only a thing where we put him now among the best players in the league.
Okay.
That's where it's a thing.
It's not a thing.
Because maybe this is a great team, but I don't know if he's somebody you put top 5 in the league if he's relying on team play more than I'll have a game where we win a championship because of my performance.
Fair enough. So I still don't know if it's a thing or not.
It's a thing. It's a thing in the NBA.
One way or another. So that's with their story last night. Very quickly, let's get on to something that is very much a thing. We saw Kristaps Porzingis hobbling around a little bit yesterday, which frankly is something we've seen a lot of. Wendy, you were there. You were talking to everyone after the game. What do we know?
Yeah, so he's going to go for an MRI today to get that leg checked. It looked to me like it was his left leg. There was a sense within the Celtics last night that this wasn't a serious injury. Porzingis himself said that he would not miss Game 3 no matter what. He even said the sort of cryptic, "I would die" out there. I would just say historically, he's been dealing with a right calf injury, a right leg injury. Sometimes you see the other side because of overuse or overburden sometimes get affected. So we'll see about that. He was not good after this play, and so much to the point where the Celtics were giving up the lead, and Joe Mazzulla had to call timeout to take him out of the game because he was struggling so much. So if Dallas is looking for something to pay attention to, it could maybe be a little bit of a turn in the series. Not so much as even if Porzingis can play or not, but how effective can he be if now he's dealing with the left leg injury as well.
All right, so we're going to use like the OG Anunoby has become the line now, right? Like the Mendoza line in baseball. Like, is he above or below where OG Anunoby was when they played him in Game 7? Perk, if Porzingis can't be very effective, does that change the entire NBA Finals?
Hell yeah, it does. Look, I said before the series, he's the most important player to the Boston Celtics hanging the banner. And if you look at Game 1, we saw what he did. 20 points in the first half, I believe. No, 18 in the first half, 20, for the game. And then last night, when it seemed like, Luka was ready to take the life out of the crowd, all of a sudden, Joe Mazzulla come in with Kristaps Porzingis, and he made timely baskets and got defensive stops, and his size and length started to bother the Dallas Mavericks, and all of a sudden, the Celtics went on the run. His impact is tremendous. I know Drew Holiday has been balling. I know Jaylen Brown been doing his thing. But Kristaps Porzingis and what he's brought to the table, he has been the unsung hero, and he's the most important piece to the puzzle of the Celtics hanging banner number 18. If he's not healthy and cannot give the Celtics the minutes that they've been given, then all of a sudden this series can change.
All right, we've got a lot more to get to on this series as we go. This crew is with us all morning long, and we'll get to the Laker thing. But let me take you through a weekend wrap because so much going on in the world of sports this week.